Because there's something we always tell ourselves every day, like I just said it earlier to my wife, you know, we always figure it out. We always figure it out. It doesn't matter if you're broke tomorrow or what, you'll figure it out somehow. You'll if it's making $5 for something, we'll figure it out. We always have figured it out. And I mean, I haven't been, you know, I can't say it's been a rough road doing this, you know. I can't say we were poor. Things were tight, but always you'll figure it out. I always figure it out.
What the hell's going on out here? Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Fueled by Spite. As always, I'm your host, Dr. Taylor. And with me today, my good friend, Lyle, the bearded plumber.
Thank you.
No reason for that name whatsoever. So, actually, magnificent branding. How long have you had the beard?
Probably
in this
we'll say since
form and iteration.
Since Duck Dynasty started. When Duck Dynasty started, there were several of us guys at my plumbing company that I worked for prior that started growing their beards.
Yeah.
And then No Shave November came around and just nothing stopped. Just kept going.
Ballpark, what year? Man, shoot, Duck Dynasty, that's been like...
That was...
09?
Probably...
10, 11, 12, somewhere in there?
Oh, 12, probably 2012.
Okay. So I was thinking, like, I've seen it. I was thinking, like, I watched it since I've been here. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was on in chiropractic school. Damn.
Yeah, probably 2012. My daughter was born, so I didn't have a beard then. Or in 2011, I didn't have a beard. Just a goatee.
Yeah.
And then I think that's when I started working. So, yeah, 2012, about 2013, 2012 is when I started it. Just real short, though, you know,
Yep.
like the little, 5 o'clock shadow. And then just after that, just let it go.
I'll tell you, I shave once a week. Every Monday, I shave. And by the time Monday rolls around, it's about time for me to shave again. I could probably get a couple more days out of it.
Takes me about a month. Once a month, I gotta go see my lady so she can trim up around my mouth, get the sides of it all trimmed down so it doesn't look like it's all bulging out past my ears.
Right. Yeah, look presentable.
I got to.
You're a businessman.
I gotta, like I told somebody today in my networking deal, basically told them that answer the one main question. I'm never shaving my beard.
Period. None.
Period. I am the face of the company. This is what's on my van. This is what's on everything.
No, it's not on your shirt this time. It's been on other shirts. That's right, dude. You change your beard, you got to change the company.
Only way it's
You might
changing.
as well quit being a plumber.
Yeah. Only way it's changing is if it goes white, like they say redheads do. So
Like Father Time or something like that. That's awesome. Okay, so actually, this is a wonderful little segue. So you're a plumber, the bearded plumber. How'd you get here? Why are you a plumber? Why are you a bearded plumber?
Well, we'll say this. It started in 2011.
Okay.
Doing handyman services for my father. One of my friends asked me if I wanted basically a part-time job working overnights. Basically repiped a Cheddar's overnight for 6 weeks. Yep, for 6 weeks. The one off Central 183.
Oh shit! All right.
No more there. It's no longer there.
Yeah.
Basically said
Wait,
if I
that's gone. The one that was by B-Dubs?
Yeah, tore down.
What the hell? What's there now?
Nothing. Dirt. Something's about to go there, but dirt.
Probably a chicken restaurant.
Yep.
Mid cities, everything's a chicken restaurant and a coffee shop.
What is that? Portatello's or Portobello's, that hot dog joint? Maybe that, hopefully.
Oh, I'd take that.
I would too.
Uh-huh.
Basically gave me a part-time job working overnights.
Yep.
And got done doing that for 6 weeks. And the owner asked me back to the office and gave me a job. Basically said that I'll pay you to learn a trade, just like you going to college.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you're not having to pay for loans. I'm basically paying you to learn a trade. And in 4 years, you can have a license. So I basically hopped on it and ran with it.
That's awesome. So we were talking beforehand. So that wasn't the junior college you went to or anything?
Nope.
No way. That's a sweet boss.
Oh, that's how I tell everybody else too.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, if you start an apprenticeship with any plumbing company, depending on who they are, in 2 years you can have a tradesman, which is basically like an associate's degree in college. Then you can start working by yourself. Then 2 more years would be your journeyman's, would basically be what your bachelor's.
Okay.
And then 4 more years after you get your journeyman's would be your master's, just like your master's in college. So
I had no idea.
after about 8 years, you can be a master plumber, and either run a business or just be a master plumber.
And get rich, right?
And somewhat get rich. Yeah. It's not all that's cracked up to be.
It's
all the overhead, insurance, all the liabilities. But I mean, it is what it is if you want to do it.
Right. That's awesome. I didn't know you started like that. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, you did some work for him. You figured out you could fit a couple pipes together. He complimented you on it, said, "Hey, you're pretty badass at this. You've got something, son."
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Had the thought of being a plumber ever cross your mind,
Nope.
or what were you doing at that point? Just handyman stuff, or
just handyman? Basically, building showers, gazebos, decks, everything in a house. I mean, I can remodel a house right now. You know, I can do anything in a house, like sheetrock work, all that. I mean, before I even did that, I was going to college to be a basketball coach.
No way.
Basketball coach and get your bachelor's in applied science.
Okay. You're kind of bouncing around basically gig to gig, for lack of a better word. How old are you when this opportunity came up? Where the guys
25. I was 25 when I got offered a job to be a plumber, be an apprentice plumber.
And how old are you now?
I'll be 38 in August.
Okay, shit. So over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start your own thing? When did the Bearded Plumber begin?
The Bearded Plumber started
LLC.
COVID.
Okay.
2020 COVID. Basically started. What was the holiday we just had? Memorial Day.
Yep.
Basically, I quit my job the week after Memorial weekend, and I did remodeling work for like the first month and a half to start my business, basically to make money, because I knew I could do it. I already had 2 jobs lined up. Basically converted. One of them was I converted a 2-car garage into a house with me and my wife and some friends. Converted that, then helped a lady flip a house. That got my funds rolling for me, and then passed my master's test and slapped it on the side of a truck. Said I'm Red Beard Plumbing and Remodeling.
Okay.
But some guy in Oklahoma trademarked the name Red Beard Plumbing. So that's where Big Beard Plumbing came about.
Again, we were kind of talking off camera beforehand. You know, people come in here, chiropractor, musculoskeletal stuff, but every now and then those kind of, just relay other issues. Gratitude alarm. Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They'll dump other issues. So it's almost like a hairstylist in a sense. Hey, here's what's going on in my life today. And every now and then someone's coming in and they're just a little kind of down in the dumps, or they're off. Their energy's off. And hey, what's up? I quit my job. And literally, like every single time somebody said that, just from the very first time, which I didn't think about, it was just the words fell out of my mouth. They're like, "That's awesome! I quit my job today. Congrats!" Because like everybody is always, "Oh, what are you gonna do now?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you quit your job?" You can give us a politically correct answer if you want.
We'll just say somebody pushed my button.
Fair enough.
Somebody pushed that button, and I said I'm done. And so that was it.
Had that button been pushed prior, or was like this?
This was the final straw.
Okay.
It was
was the thought of quitting, was the thought of quitting and then subsequently starting your own gig like in the works, or
it was a twinkle in our eye.
Okay.
The whole purpose of me continuing on to get my master's was to start my own business.
Okay.
I wanted to have my own business if it was not remodeling or something else. So,
and somebody just pushed you down that timeline a little quicker.
Fast as get out. Fast as hell.
So the day did you, well, like walk me through it. Did you quit like in the middle of the day? Like, fuck it, I'm out, I'm done. Or did you go in that day and knowing like today's the last day?
It was on the Friday before Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
I went to the office and was told that I was to leave my pickup and that we'll deal with it later. And nobody seemed like they wanted to talk about it. So I went home and made a phone call to a coworker, and basically I cleaned my truck out that night. Then I showed up that Tuesday to work and gave my week's notice, and my company vehicle was empty. And I made a promise to the owner that I would finish my project, and gave him 2 weeks. But I think I only worked a week and a half because they gave me the opportunity to clean my truck, get everything situated so that I can turn it all in properly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I gave them 8.5 years nonstop. I was like the yes man, is what my wife said. If the owner called and needed somebody on the weekend, I was jumping at it. You know, like
So she's probably more happy that you quit than you were.
yeah, I spent for they traveled a lot, so I spent probably 8-9 months of 2011 to 2012 traveling. I'm not even from Texas, and I've seen all of Texas in
Where you
9
from?
months. I'm from Oklahoma.
Okay.
I've seen all of Texas I need to see. I don't like Odessa or Midland.
Nah, I've heard such things.
Don't care for East Texas. Only thing nice is south of here, and that's the beach. And
East Texas gets thick. So I've been down here for a decade. One of my Texas bucket list items. One of the reasons I moved to Texas is because I like the flatness. I like the nothing. I like being able to look out my back porch and fucking see Oklahoma. Like, it's right over there. It intrigues me. I like it. But like, one day I want to get on a bike, motorcycle, and just drive out to El Paso. Like, that's the counter. Dude, I don't want to see nothing for 8, 10, 12 hours. I think it'd be really neat. Pit stop in Odessa apparently is on the way. And then that, then nothing. Straight on.
Okay. That's just like going to Pampa, Texas. That's up in the Panhandle. Pampa, Texas, up in the Panhandle. It's a drive, 7 hours.
I bet it is as awesome as it sounds.
Somewhat. It is not. The traveling around here sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
The distance to everything.
It does take a bit.
Yeah. Especially going from here to, what is that, Port Aransas?
Okay. I made that drive. Well, for the drive I've made down here, San Antonio or Houston. Now, I drove down here from Minnesota. That was a fucking hike.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I lived in Arizona when I was, sophomore in high school. Okay. And I drove that by myself from Flagstaff.
What are you doing out in Arizona in sophomore in high school?
My father used to live out there for a little bit.
Okay.
He was given a business opportunity, so he took it with his uncle.
Okay.
And went out there and built commercial buildings. And so he moved his family out there during 9/11.
Oh, damn.
So then get in trouble at school and stuff. My mom told me I need to go live with my dad. So, they're divorced. Mm-hmm. So I moved out there and lived there for 7 months and then moved back to Oklahoma because not that it wasn't my thing. Father and son just don't get along working together.
That'll happen. Pop, you ain't holding it right.
Yep. So I moved back to Oklahoma and driving from Flagstaff, Arizona to Oklahoma City. It's like a 20-hour drive.
I'd buy that.
And back then, CDs were awesome. I had a little like S10 pickup, cruised.
Right.
Just be switching
manual
CDs.
Or automatic.
Standard.
Yep.
Had everything I owned in the bed of this truck, and it was fun. I mean, I seen in New Mexico, it's called the Painted Mountains.
Yep.
And it's awesome. It's beautiful. I mean, that drive is actually nice to drive.
I would New Mexico. That. And I got just the cartoon bubble in my head of correct any of this if I'm wrong. Hand on the stick shift, cigarette in your hand, basically like the flip of the CD player in here, steering with the knee, working with that, throw it like.
Yep.
Man, kids don't understand how hard it was, like how much shit we had to do when we were driving back in the day.
Nope. Especially because now they're
like a couple up in the thing here, you take a hard turn and all the shit falls out of the visor.
Mm-hmm. Now it's all Spotify.
That's fantastic, dude. Been in business for yourself, quick man, it was 8 years? Or no, you worked with the other place.
I worked for the other company for 8.5 years. Been in business myself for going on 4 years.
Okay. So what was, you said you made the decision. Wife was ecstatic. You were equally happy.
Yeah.
But like, what was that first shit? What was that next day like of, I don't have a paycheck. I've got to go find money.
That really wasn't a question. 'Cause wife worked.
Okay.
She actually carried us for the first couple months because she actually worked for a leasing or a property management company.
Okay.
I mean, we already had the project that I was doing the garage conversion. I was doing that after hours and working for that company. First
How many kids did you have at this time?
4.
You had 4 kids.
I've had, yeah.
You were working a full-time job, doing after hours stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Don't stop.
Nope.
I work every day.
What kept you going? Why'd you do that?
My kids. It's just because I love them and I want to give them I want to give them everything like my family. Not that they didn't give me everything. I want them to have the best life.
Uh-huh.
I had to work for everything. I bought my own vehicle. Yes, it was probably given to me, but I still had to work for it to pay for it.
Yep.
I basically worked for everything. I've actually been working and living on my own since I was 16.
16?
16 to almost 17, yeah.
Why's that?
Well, because when I came back from Arizona, stepdad wouldn't let me live with him, because I was hot-headed and mouthy and all that. So
Fucking redheads.
right. Hey, it happens.
Yeah, apparently.
So we basically, my
sister's
mom,
a redhead.
my sister's not. So well, take that back. I do have a half sister that is, she's strawberry blonde, or strawberry. But no, my mom moved out for like 4 months or so to separate from my stepdad to give me somewhere to stay. Well, she wanted to move back. So I said, yeah, move back. And I ended up finding it's like a little 1-bed or 2-bedroom trailer where we lived at Lake Texoma.
Mm-hmm.
And basically lived there. That was my first place. Basically from there on, I've been paying for myself. I worked at a pizza joint for over a year and a half, and working there. That was like my second job. I ended up working at another job at the same time selling shoes at Shoe Depot at 17. I'm a worker. That's why that owner gave me the opportunity, because I'll work. Like I just spent all Sunday cleaning my backyard.
Where did that come from? The I'm because like, okay, now why do you do what you do for my kids? Okay, the wonderful reason. I mean, I've met them; they're fantastic. I got 2 of my own. I have the same reason. But man, at 17, 18, 19, 20, dude, I was fucking around. Like
I was too, but I still was working. I needed to have money.
Pay for my fuck around.
Yeah, basically pay for my truck insurance and phone and
Right.
rent. Like I could eat because I worked at a pizza place. That's free food.
Right.
So like I could eat pizza or make whatever I wanted. But I mean, then I wasn't thinking about marriage, kids,
Yeah.
or house, or I was just worried about staying alive. And
Dude, there's a lot of resourcefulness in that. Like, because I was saying, so I had, I did the pizza joint gig, and high school and college, and many a free meal because employee discount.
Mhm.
I had somebody the other day. I was talking to her, and she's like, "I work at Hallmark," and I'm like, she was 20-ish, give or take. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? there's no worthwhile employee. It's a great company, I imagine, but like there's no employee discount to take advantage of. Like
get free gift cards.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
you go. Like just a little thing in my head. Like, why don't you work at a restaurant? Why don't you work at a clothing store? I worked at a Dick's Sporting Goods in high school. They're hiring seasonal help right before Thanksgiving. And then, so everyone got the employee discount, which was you got stuff 10% above cost. And dude, I'll tell you what, Mom went ham in Dick's Sporting Goods.
I bet.
For our Christmas gifts that year.
Man.
But it's, like I said, when I was your age, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, man, I was working. I had a job, but like I didn't like work. Like even like my parents will tell you, like getting me to work when I was a kid was damn near impossible. It was just the truck. It was and it's just now it's just the way you are.
I guess it's the way I am. I guess you say as my grandfather.
Okay.
I mean, he's not blood, but he's been my grandfather since my grandmother's been with him. I mean, he had 20 acres in Norman, Oklahoma that every time I was off from school or what, I go stay with him. And we spent hours outside. I mean, he's teach me all sorts of stuff. Like, if you don't, one of the weirdest ones was paper towels. It's a luxury. You don't need paper towels. Use a towel, use your shirt, you don't need that to dry your hands off, there was lots of things he was telling me, like always treat women the right way.
Yeah.
And, basically you need to work for what you want. That's like him. He was 72 when he passed away. He retired 3 times from the oil service. Still wanted to work. Still was working at 72.
He paid for everything with cash, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. He had one of the things we did one winter. We drove all the way from Norman, Oklahoma to Stillwater, Oklahoma to pick up a road grader. He bought dozers, tractors, all this. He would buy the ones that were so old, older than us, that he wanted to convert them from old to new. He would take these 3 that were the same thing, build them together to make one. I mean, he had 20 acres. I mean,
the personification of idle hands with the devil's playground. The guy just stayed busy.
He,
Legit, like myself, the reason I work now, like I don't know if I ever told you, I failed out of college twice. Just like a straight 0.00 GPA.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Failed. And after the second time, they're like, hey, you get one more shot. Like, we'll let you back in, but if you fail out again, you can't go back. You can't come back to college. And not just here. This was in Wisconsin. Like, not just at Wisconsin. Like, any school in the system.
Wow.
You can't come back. So, like, oh, fuck. All right, shit. So, I didn't fail out again. But, like, I think that's where my work ethic came from now. Because, I mean, shit, you see this now. Like, I'm here all the time doing shit. But, man, I didn't, like I said, I didn't have it at 16, 17. Well, obviously I didn't have it, so I fucking failed out twice.
Well, I didn't finish school because of work.
Okay,
because of work. I didn't finish high school because of work. Because at the time I was working at a pizza, so I worked at the pizza place. I ended up can't remember if I lost my job or something. I quit my job. I think I quit my job to work at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. I quit my job at the pizza place to work at Walmart. Also quit the job at the shoe place because it was interfering with the other job. And the pizza place was paying the bills. So when I got onto Walmart making more money, all this, I was in what's called up there alternative ed. So not high, it's still high school, but it's just at your own pace.
Yeah.
So when I got in that, I just showed up when I was supposed to. So it's either I show up in the morning or show up in the afternoon. Well, I started not showing up because I would work Thursday through Sunday, 9 at night to 9 in the morning. That was the schedule. I wouldn't show up. So you can only miss so many days in school before they kick you out. Well, I showed up the day, one day too late. If I showed up the day before, I wouldn't have got kicked out. I showed up one day too late and got kicked out of high school just because I was working.
And then you went back to Walmart and like, hey, guess what? I'm full-time now.
Yep.
You guys got overtime?
Oh,
I got time.
And the crazy thing is the manager of Walmart, because his son was, I didn't know his son, but his son was the same way. He actually got me into night school, but I just never could do that because it interfered with working at Walmart. So.
Just want to work, Daddy.
Just
want to work. Dude,
it's just like everybody else.
Dude, it's a superpower.
It is, but you can't. My wife always said it's not. Money's not. Money's nothing. Like it's not important. But again, it is important. Money is important. You can't buy food without money. True. Unless you live in the country to shoot your own. Yeah. You can't.
Can't shoot stuff around here. People frown on that.
Exactly. You can't call anybody if you don't have a phone. So you got to pay for everything. So you have to have money. You have to have money for everything. That's how the world works.
Yep.
So I just work.
And give me money for it.
Yeah. Sometimes lots.
Sometimes lots, dude. I mean, I had a coach at one point in time. Because again, like, same. Like, you know what I like? I like money. Like, I talked before, I'm out of debt. I don't have any student loan debt because I made some money. And then I gave it to the guy that said, like, here, I'll give you money to go to school. Thanks, Uncle Sam. Okay, now you got to pay it back. Okay, here you go, Uncle Sam. And I was like, well, Uncle Sam, forgive me. Fuck you. It's a different story. But again, like, money is necessary. But I had a talk with a coach once. I'm like, he goes, why do you want, this was early. He's like, why do you want to be a chiropractor? Why do you want to run your own business? I'm like, I don't want to say it. He's like, what do you mean you don't want to say it? Like, I'm your coach. I can't properly advise you if you don't tell me what the fuck's going on. I'm like, well, I want to make money. He goes, well, why do you feel bad? Why do you feel like you can't say that? I'm like, well, I feel like it's the wrong thing to say. It's like, why is it wrong to say? I'm like, I feel like it's wrong to want money. He goes, money is nothing more than a medium of exchange. And like he said that, and I was like, well, hell, that makes, because it is like, it is fleeting, if you will. We are simply conduits for cash. It just goes straight through. It's money is this is a terrible analogy. Money's Mexican food, dude. It goes right through you. Like it's
true,
and it's delicious. I want more of it.
Exactly. It's yummy. It's good.
It is yummy and good. But it's interesting because like there's why'd you start your own business? Well, so I can be my own boss. So I control the flow of money.
Or in the sense, like me and my wife say, we're tired of lining everybody else's pockets.
Man, there's a whole bunch of truth in that. Also, like you said, like the guy who got you started. At that time, anyway, I bet you wouldn't have said that about him. Like, hey, you're willing to give me this education, this opportunity. to create a better life for myself down the road. Like, because there's awesome bosses like that. You said, it's what do you want to do? You want to make an impact. But then again, there's other people like it is. You're lining their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always there's kind of bring this thing full circle, put a little bow on it. It's interesting just the qualms people have about money and wanting money. It makes you feel like some people are misery or just.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It took me a while to get over that, but when you told me it's just it's nothing more than a medium of exchange. Oh hell, that's an entirely different way to look at it.
It is.
But you're right. Need money for food.
You need money for everything,
right?
You got to have gas money to get to work.
True. So real quick here, we didn't answer any of these asking these fucking questions, but I'm really interested in this. Would anyone have seen you at 17, 18, 19, 20 and said he's going to have a business of his own one day?
No.
What would you have told that 19-year-old if you saw him and said, hey, you're going to have your own business one day?
That's hard. Keep working hard. Keep pushing. Never don't give up. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's something we always tell ourselves every day, like I just said it earlier to my wife, we always figure it out. We always figure it out. It doesn't matter if you're broke tomorrow or what, you'll figure it out somehow. If it's making $5 for something, we'll figure it out. We always have figured it out. And I haven't been, I can't say it's been a rough road doing this, I can't say we were poor. Things were tight, but always you'll figure it out. I always figure it out.
Follow up then. How come some people don't? Because I'm right there with you. Everything can be figured out. Everything. And it's sometimes I remind myself, as one YouTube, Spotify, as wonderfully awesome as I am, I'm not special. I have not done, to the best of my knowledge, anything that hasn't already been done 1,000 times. But how come some people don't figure it out?
It's hard to say.
I don't know, man. I just figured it out.
Yeah. Some people just didn't ever have that drive or mindset or, they're like, I'm done. They just give up. Nobody ever told them to just keep going. Nobody ever told me to keep going. Just keep pushing. I don't want to give up. I don't want to be a failure. That's one of my things. There it is. Yep. I don't want to be a failure. Just like the company, I don't want to be a failure. It's just like I told my son, if you quit football, I'll quit the business. Because I don't want him to fail.
Yeah.
I don't want him to stop. He wants to play football. He wants to play in the NFL. Then let's do it. You go to practice, I'll go with you. I'll go to work every day. I just don't want to be a failure. In a sense, I swear I failed more when I was younger than I have now. So just some people are used to failing, and that's how they fall in that groove, I guess.
It sucks that failing's kind of the best way to learn, though.
But you gotta kind of fail before you can rise, right?
Failed out of college twice.
Look at you now.
Look at me now. Got a fancy tie on and everything. Microphone in front of me. Shit. Dude, Lyle, this has been awesome, man. I appreciate you taking the time and catching up at the barbecue. I'm going to do it. You guys, if you're I think I'm going to do it, we'll just do it. I should. Yeah, okay, cool. See you Tuesday? Okay.
Hey, everything, you got to do everything once, try everything once.
You showed up. Legit, that's half the battle. Easiest way to not fail, show up. Guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Check out Big Beard Plumbing. Lyle the Red Beard. Not Red Beard, actually, no, because remember that is trademarked. Up in
Big Beard.
North of the Red River. As always, guys, like I said, you will learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. Sometimes you need to be taught the lesson over and over again before you learn it. But I think you can agree with at least this part. Out there's basically kind of two types of people. Either A, there's idiots, or there's people who are just uninformed. So after watching this, people can no longer say that they're uninformed.
True.
Awesome. Appreciate your time, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.